find it difficult to control your emotions? Do you get worked up in the smallest things? The environment has moved so much that traditional behaviors are inappropriate for necessary outcomes. So it's time to shape up. It's time to learn how to control our emotions. Welcome to this section. Controlling your emotions is like swimming with, not against the current. Being mindful of these emotions, keeping them in check, will help you to take back the control of your life, and you will also make positive changes for the future. In this video, I'm going to teach you 7 simple steps to put your emotions under control. And number 1 is identify your emotional triggers. This is the very first step of controlling your emotions. Emotional triggers are the things that makes you sad, angry, or even happy. They could be places, they could be memories, they could even be smells. We all have triggers, but for you to identify your emotional triggers, a lot of reflection has to happen for this to be right. You have to take time to reflect, ask honest questions, and when your questions are sincere, you get the right answers, and that will help you to identify your emotional triggers, because identifying it will help you to be more effective rather than lashing out at people when you are sad or even messing things up when you are happy. Number 2, take a deep breath. Can you take a minute to breathe and calm yourself down so you won't do things you will later regret? Breathing is one of the effective ways to calm yourself down, especially when you are sad, angry, frustrated, upset. It helps you to relax, and you will feel more in charge of your emotions. Take just a minute to take a deep breath before you react. Number 3, don't bottle your feelings. You may feel that bottling up your feelings will make them to go away. Sometimes it does not happen. Emotional intelligence is not asking us to bottle our feelings, but be expressive. Talk about it. Write them down. Pretending that you don't really care about something, while deep down in your heart, you really do. Wow. Over time, this can cause a build-up of negative feelings, which will lead to aggression later on. Express. Let me give you 3 question rules that will help you to express your feelings effectively. Before you say it, ask yourself, should I say this? 2, do I have the authority to say this? 3, is it the right time for me to say this? If you can ask these questions, it can guide you. If you don't really have to say it, these questions will tell you not to say it. The way you feel is not the way you should express, especially when it comes to negative feelings. If you can manage the 3 questions rule effectively, then it can lead you to what we call a do-over. A do-over is in a place where you said something you're not supposed to say, or you did something you're not supposed to do, and in the time of your reflection, you notice that I shouldn't have said this, I shouldn't have done this, and you go back and say, oh, I'm sorry I said this, please, I take it back, I don't mean this. But in a sense that you didn't make use of your 3 question rule effectively, you may find it difficult to do over, because you might have said something that involved others. Something like, I don't like you, and no wonder every other person in this office wants you out. Every other person in this team wants you out. You've now engaged other people, so how do you do it? So it's very difficult to do over. But if you can manage your 3 question rule, do over will be very, very possible. And 4, don't raise your voice. Raising your voice is a sign of you losing control, because when you are angry, it's natural that you wanna express your thoughts and feelings in the loudest way possible. But this doesn't do anything than exploding the situation. Your voice is more powerful when you use it in a calmly way and in a certain tone. In my trainings, a lot of people ask me these questions. When am I permitted to lose my cool? I said, come on, don't lose your cool. Because the moment you lose your cool, you have lost your mind. So don't lose your cool. 5, use the I statement instead of the you statement. When you are triggered negatively, your emotion is burning inside you. But remember that your choice of words can either improve the situation or make it worse. When someone does something you don't really like, it's easier to say this, you know what? You don't listen to me. You are always doing this. I don't get it. What is wrong with you? But using such statements will always provoke anger, defensiveness from the other person. Let me tell you what to do. Instead of saying you are always late, say this. You know what? I feel upset when you are late because it makes me worry about your safety. This now keep the focus on how you feel instead of making judgment about the other person's behavior. Get that? I hope you do. Number 6, avoid assumption. Assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. Assuming other people's behaviors and intentions without their opinion can lead to some explosive moments. Assumptions are dangerous because they are based on incomplete information. So please ask questions before concluding people. Let me give you one assumption gap. Some people say, I'm good, I'm a good person. I don't see why this person cannot work with me, this cannot accommodate me because I'm a good person. Whoa, listen. I agree that you are a good person, but please, can you regulate? Can you reflect? Can you check? The way you want to be treated may not be the way I want to be treated. You see? So, no matter how good you are, don't assume that we can accommodate you. Please ask questions. Get that? I hope you do. Number 7 is empathize. You know, sometimes when you are feeling like your emotions are getting the best part of you, you may be carried away. Instead of staying rational about what is happening around you. This happens especially when you are dealing with difficult situations that involves another person. But for you to control your emotions when things are heated up, being able to empathize with others is extremely important. This requires you imagining yourself in their shoes, in their situations, in their perspectives. And this can be very, very hard to do sometimes. But keep in mind that everyone has problems and issues they have to deal with. There might be something that challenged their personal life at that moment. You may not always agree with someone's behaviors or opinion. Having empathy for them allows you to respond to them more appropriately and effectively. So please empathize. That will be all for now, and see you on the next video. Bye for now.